What's going on, everybody? This is Terrace Black again with episode 2 of GOAT of the Week, here where we talk about everything going on in Ruby Amethyst over the course of the week. And granted, there wasn't a week time between this, the first episode, and this one, but man, did Ruby Amethyst have such a great weekend that I'm ready to talk about that I just had to go ahead and already get the episode out. I had to do it. I had to do it. But first, producer, let me get that intro music, please. All right, thank you, thank you. End it, end it. That's all we can afford. Appreciate it. Yeah, before we get into everything, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe here on the channel, and then also, go over to my Twitter. Let me scroll up here and give us a follow. We're at the 1.3K mark, and we're on our journey to 2K on both sides. So if you can and you enjoy this content, then please give the boy some love. I appreciate it. Yeah. So first episode did pretty well. So let's get into this second episode. So first, we're gonna talk about the real quick one, so on the last one on my last video, I covered that my list was being played in the LCCC, or L3C if you want to shorten it, by Domingo. And yeah, he was running my first iteration of the list and was able to close it out with a solid, was it a 2-0? No, had to be a 2-1. I believe it was a 2-1. Closed it out with a 2-1 against the very coveted Sailor. Both players, amazing players, playing what they're known for color-wise. And yeah, Domingo able to pull it out with the first draft of my location red purple list. So that's super sick to see. And yeah, he really showed. I would, you guys got to go back and watch that coverage. I'll go ahead and link it down in the description below so you can watch that. But yeah, if you watch how he leveraged the library, put in a lot of work, and honestly, I think Sailor didn't respect the library enough, and you'll see that on a couple occasions. And sometimes that's all you need. All you need is your opponent to not respect the location for a turn or two turns, and just what it can kind of accrue over the course of the game can be so much value, and really just kind of make the math in your favor, like it was for Domingo, where he perfectly had the goat bounce goat into, I think he just only bounced the goat for the win, but he did have the goat bounce into the bounce and then Rose as well. So he had two different lines to be able to get there, and was able to go ahead and close it out, which was super sick. Love to see that. So shout out Domingo, shout out Sailor as well, and shout out the L3C commentators, everybody involved in that event. Awesome stuff. Um, in bigger news, I would say, honestly, is we had the CCS. Yeah, we had the CCS, went up to a 13K, was able to go ahead and take, what was it, top four. So red purple got top four, which was super hype. Zeke, the one piloting the deck, he had messaged me earlier in the week, I think around Tuesday or so, saying, hey, I like playing your list, thank you for putting it out, I think I'm going to take it to the 10K at CCS. And I was like, yeah, go for it, man. And we kind of spoke a little bit. I kind of showed him some of the updates I was doing. He showed me what he was kind of updating on it. And then his final list ended up being kind of like a culmination of the two. And I should pull up the list soon. I will. But first we'll go over some other stuff. But yeah, so he was able to climb his way all the way up to top four, man. Crazy stuff. And what makes it even crazier is, like, I think if I remember correctly, he told me it was the very first time he ever played red purple in a constructed tournament, which is insane. To play red purple just in general right now is already, a conscious decision to make. But to be able to perform as well as he did and make it all the way to top four, despite everybody's talks on how dead red purple is, how it just has no room in this meta, to be able to show it and prove, hey, it still has a place. It has an interesting new way to play now, and it can do well. And I think we're going to see a ton more red blue popping up. And if that's the case, I think our list that we've all been working on, this fairy ship meta, will actually kind of benefit off of that. And so I think we're going to actually finally start seeing a bit more than just, I think only five people only I think only five people showed up to that event with Ruby Amethyst. And Zeke was one of them and was able to make it to top four. That's an insane conversion with there being over 300 people in attendance. So please clap, high fives, everything to Zeke. Absolutely killer. So I would like to say, hey, I told you guys. I told you guys it wasn't dead. I told you guys it had a way, and I figured it out. And we've been building on it and making it better and trying to figure out how to, just make the list feel more and more, full for this meta. And yeah, I mean, it's putting in work. So I'm glad I had made this post here, saying, you can buy one crab for like $60, or you can buy the entire deck. So if you think about that, looking back, it's actually like insane. So it's like you could the investment was nuts. You pay $60, and I think he at least made 1,000, 2,000. I don't remember what the price breakdown is, but that's some crazy conversion. That's mega mega profit. So once again, super shout out to that. And then also, like, while the stream was going on, I had made a joke, and this was before Zeke was telling me how well he was doing. I made a joke saying, "Hey, a fairy ship shows up on the stream, I'll give away my house." And yeah, I said that as a meme, and and then fairy ship showed up on the stream. So Wonderland was like, "Hey, is that a fairy ship? Looks like Terrace is giving away his house." And I was like, "Welp, uh, I gotta figure something out," and I did. And we'll get to that in a second. Harlan Sweet posted this funny meme. It said, "The old gal doesn't die, but at what cost?" And it's the this is Infinity War, right? Yeah, this is Infinity War. And it said, "Are we meta viable deck in set 7? Yes. What did it cost?" Everything with the with the mountain and the fairy ship. At least he understands, like, you don't put library here because library is like not a meme. But honestly, like, I feel like at this point, fairy ship and mountain, at least, I don't know. I don't think they're memes. It's fun. It's funny. But yeah, uh, hilarious stuff. And then yeah, this was my solution. So, shout out my son for having just the right colors, the right build. I put since I was dumb enough to say it, here's the prestigious red purple house I rub every morning for good luck. I now have to give it away. How was I supposed to know Fairy Ship would be on stream? And this is the amazing red purple house. So I guess I'll have to, make my son upset and just hand it to somebody on the street at some point. So watch out for that. And then everything else is just kind of here. People kind of talking about, like, oh, Terrace was like Noah in his arc. I mean, fairy ship. He told everyone what was coming, but nobody believed him. Exactly, exactly. It's okay. It's all right. And I was like, I'm just some random dude from Florida. I mean, I can't expect people to be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. Red Purple's dead. Don't worry about this guy. And then my buddy Paul says, looking at the top 8 with CCS Atlanta, Lorcana 13K this weekend. A message to all his red purple followers. And this buddy, what is this from? I feel like I should know. Like, my brain wants to say like Spaceballs. Shout out if you know what Spaceballs is, but I highly doubt that's what this is from. But it says never give up, never surrender. But yeah, I mean that's how it's felt, man. Let me be a responsible human. And oh, Don't mind me. I'm gonna black this out for just a moment because I don't trust my computer. And we're gonna pull up the deck list for CCS. CCS 13. Where are we at? Where are we at? Here we are. Got it. Boom, we're back. Surprise. Another funny thing here to look at is the fact that, granted, my list is a little bit cheaper. Oh. My list is a little bit cheaper. I think his is up here because cards like Genie. Um, so that's kind of why I did crack the $100 point. But something that we'll get into in a second, and he also did agree as well, is that Genie does not need to be in the list. But I mean, just even still, comparatively, if you look at the prices here, like the lowest one are like the other purple decks seem to be. Yeah, so you got. Well, let's just look at the top eight, right? So the lowest outside is just like a little bit over $200, but then everything else is like $400. And I mean, even if you look at the items listed, like around $600, like it's insanity. Thankfully, the crabs have gone down a little bit, but they're still higher than Elsa, not Elsa, Rapunzel. My bad. But yeah, let's look at the list real quick from Zeke. And I'm just gonna like super like quick go over it because the plan is to get Zeke actually on the channel and do like a quick interview because I would love to kind of ask him some questions and go over things that we didn't get a chance to talk about already, but then also kind of offer you guys that conversation, uh, moving forward, and expects also some content. I would do want to make a video that's probably going to get posted later this week of me looking over his last round in top four against, having his rematch with Red Blue and maybe dissecting in what ways that could have been played differently and positioned to kind of let Zeke be able to win that round because I do believe he could have won that round, but there's so much stress and everything when it comes to being on stream, and then also you know just not having as much experience. So there's so many different things that kind of go into understanding that matchup. It's not as simple as it used to be. So yeah, let's go over the list here. Oh my God, ads galore. I need to get ad blocker. Let's do this so it can fit as much in the screen as possible. Or I can also go, woo, I'm smaller now. Look at that. It's magic. Yeah, so a lot of this is pretty standard to kind of what I was messing around with and testing. So, or if you've kind of seen any iterations of the deck on Dreamborn. So we have our one drop slots, the Chernobogs, Diablos, Magic Brooms. Now, one question that people might have for the list is why do we have more Magic Brooms than Chernobogs? So Diablos, I feel like is kind of a given, but people may be wondering why only four Chernobogs and why only three Chernobogs instead of the four. And the reason is because you just want to continue the momentum as much as possible and just continuously siphon down. So really if you wanted to change anything in here, because he's only running two brawls, which is interesting. Um, I would like to test that out myself. I mean, maybe because there's just not as many Diablos and stuff going around. It's okay. And I think if you really master this list and really get good at it, um, a Hiram is annoying, but not as annoying as you might think it is. If anything, you could always just shave down four B preps because I keep going back and forth. I have tested the four again and immediately was like, okay, I only need three. The reason being is now that we have Dragon Fires in the list, which are really fun, um, it kind of gives you moments where Where in the past we would have like a big Tamatoa across the field, or even now the six drop Tamatoa, or just like a character to that caliber, and we're essentially in a position where it's like I have to be prep or that's it. But now we have options like Dragonfire to be able to hold for those moments so that we can just Dragonfire that target and play something else right after, rather than having to go with a full sweep and losing our board as well. So I think because of that, you can actually afford to go down to three be prepareds, and then maybe when you go down to three, you can go back up a brawl. And then honestly, if you really wanted to get all four here, I think you could go, shave a Queen of Hearts, just run two, and then, go up to a four of on everything. So that would be an interesting way to go about it. But definitely, and he agreed afterwards when we spoke. I think you always go four rabbits instead of four genies. And he said he just had the two genies because he was kind of scared of Diablo, which is understandable, right? Because Diablo is a very strong and very annoying card, and we don't have cards like the five rush Elsa to, maybe help as much here. And honestly, it'd be interesting to try out the list where instead of having this Maui, like I said, having the Maui's like just play test with five rush Elsas and see how that goes. So that'd be an interesting test. And that's the thing; it's still so early on in the set, so early on in the meta that we kind of understand a baseline of the strategy, a baseline of what we want to do here. But there's still number tweaks. There's still card tweaks. Like, do we really need the queen? Do we just go all in on the snakes? Do we really need the Maui, or can we play something like the Elsa, or just play something else entirely? Um, these are still things that can be tweaked around. Is Dragonfire as good as we think it is? I honestly, so far, I feel like the Dragonfire is like super good and something that people don't really expect. And I mean, even if now they are expecting it, it's like, what are they going to do? Like, Pete is the only thing that stops the Dragonfire from getting rid of that target. It's not like a song where Ursula can snipe the B prep or the friends. It's same thing as a brawl. Like, unless you can stop me from playing actions, this removal card is going to take out exactly what I need. Unless it has a ward or something. So, and Dragonfire mixed, I think, with a very low to the ground list is very strong, and does feel nice. So overall, I think solid build. Um, I think him doing as well as he did with this build kind of shows like, okay, all you need to do is really maybe make minor tweaks, and just kind of instead refine your gameplay. Um, but yeah, I mean, just looks like a highlight reel of all the testing that I've done, since making the list. So once again, like shout out to Zeke, big congrats. I think I actually have his. Here he is. So over there on Twitter. Let's get his followers up. He's following a lot of people. Let's get the followers up, man. I'm not. I could have swore I'm following him. Huh? Okay, sure. I guess I wasn't following him, but I'm following him now. Anyways, that's crazy. I thought I did. But anyways, please go over there. Zeke underscore the underscore beast. Give him a follow. Show him some love, guys. He did amazing. Did awesome. Also, give Domingo a follow as well. And if anything, you can just follow me and then scroll down and you'll find their pages that way, if you don't want to specifically search for them. So, yeah, I mean, that's about it in terms of Ruby Amethyst, or at least like what I wanted to hurry up and get this out to talk about. But do expect, I want to try to get an interview with Zeke. I think that would be awesome. And then also expect a video out this week of me breaking down his round where he got 2 0'd by Red Blue, and giving you kind of the lines and stuff that I see and that I would play to actually reverse that and be able to 2 0 the Red Blue player. Because I do think it was possible. Most definitely, but it was, just comes down to learning the lines, understanding the matchup, and just overall experience. There's a lot of A lot of little nuances to the matchup you probably wouldn't think. So, um, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 2 of Go to the Week. We're out of here. Oh yeah, also like, subscribe, comment one more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you guys next time. Peace.